Hello everyone! In today's video we're going to watch how to build a Joomla website in Oracle Cloud Infrastructure using essentially free components. So why Joomla? Joomla is the second most popular content management system after WordPress. It can be used for personal or business websites. It has a huge amount of extension which allow it to answer very stringent functional requirements. And last but not least, it is free. So what will we do today? We're going to create a virtual cloud network first with a VCN inside it. We will create an internet gateway in order to communicate with the internet. We will update the default route table to route traffic to the internet gateway. We will open in the security list, the default security list, port 80. We will then create the virtual machine, and in this virtual machine we're going to install Apache, PHP, MySQL database, and of course Joomla. We will as well use SSH and SFTP in order to communicate with our machine or virtual machine, and that's it for today. In next video we're going to as well see how to configure OCI Oracle Cloud Infrastructure WAF, Web Application Firewall, in order to mitigate external threats and to protect our Joomla application. At the end of today's video, we're going to see how to create a custom image from our virtual machine in order to launch a new Joomla application in the future on demand when we need a new application, a new Joomla application. So this is a very useful functionality of OCI. So now let's jump to OCI interface and start the configuration. So here I am in a free tier account, in OCI free tier account, which is an account that you can set up for free and where you have some services available for free. For instance, compute instance, some networking, autonomous database, data warehouse, or autonomous transaction processing. So it has a few always free services available, and which will be enough for us to set up our simple Joomla website. So let's first create our network. So we go to virtual cloud network. So we are in my compartment. So we click on create. So this is Joomla VCN. The CIDR we will choose 10.0.0.0/24. We use otherwise default setting, and we create the VCN. So it is created, then we will create the subnet within this VCN. So let's call it basically Joomla subnet. Choose the default setting, regional, so it's a regional subnet. We will set up a sub network from our VCN network. We will use the default route VCN, the default route table from the VCN. We choose public subnet as this subnet will be will have access to the internet. And the security list, we choose the default security list for the VCN we just set up, and we keep the default setting. So we create a subnet. So now let's create the instance, the VM. So we go to compute instances. So we are still in my compartment in the Frankfurt region. So we click on create instance. We put a name. we keep the default. For the free tier, it's supposed to check to find here the always free shape. So I press F5 to refresh the page. Here we go. So it chooses the default shape for the free tier. So put the name. I keep all the default. For the SSH key, so I use an emulation terminal for Windows. So here I press SSH keygen. So we will put the public and private key on this repertory. So I keep it like that. Here we go. So I have here my key. So I need to put the public key, so I will open with Notepad. So I copy all this string and I put it here. And I click create. So now it's creating the VM, so the compute instance. So we come back to networking, to our virtual cloud network, and there, so on the subnet, we will create the internet gateway. For the traffic to flow, to go to the internet. So we put a name, internet gateway, on my root compartment, and I keep the default. Then we need to route the traffic, to this internet gateway to flow in and out from the internet. So I open my default route table and I add a rule. So I choose internet gateway, and so for all the traffic, shall go through my internet gateway that I just created. And same, we will as well add a rule in our security list in order to open port 80 for the traffic to flow in and out from the internet. So for all the traffic, TCP, all port, and destination port 80. And we add this ingress rule. So we create our rule. Now let's see our instance. Our instance is running now. We have a public IP that has been associated. We copy it and we will configure FTP client, which in this case is Filezilla, but it could have been WinSCP or any other FTP client. We create a new connection, select SFTP, we put the IP, OPC as a Linux instance, in case there is a proxy. We click OK, and in setting we need to add so the private key. So we actually already just did it offline. So this is the private key. So we need to give the path and we click OK. Or in that case, I already set up the private key. And then here we go, the connection we just create. And we connect to our machine in SFTP. So now let's try to connect to our Linux instance in SSH. So I paste my IP after OPC. There we go. Ask me to just. Here we go. So now I am connected to my Linux instance. So next step now it will be to install on this on our instance Apache. So I need to install the package. Here we go. So there is a couple of sudo command to execute. In any case, I will post the list of those commands. So it takes a little time. So accept. Here we go. Here we go. To restart. G. Alright. Then we need to open port 80 of the instance. And reload the firewall. Here we go. So now if we put the IP on the browser, we should be able to see the Apache web server. Here we go. So next step is to install PHP. So we need to download the EPEL package for Linux. There we go. Then we need to install the PHP module from REMI repository. Go. Then install the utilities. One more. So one more sudo command, module, different module needs for Joomla to work. Alright, so now PHP should be installed. Here we go. Okay. So let's restart Apache. Alright. Now we will install MySQL database. So we install the package. Alright. So it takes a little of time. Here we go. So now we will start the Oracle MySQL database. Here we go. And we see that is well started. Now we will connect with the root admin, root user. So to do so, we need to grab the password that we will put on a notepad. So we copy on a notepad. Up. And we will connect as a root. Here we go. We provide the password with just grep. Actually, I can take it from here. Here we go. So now I have my prompt, my MySQL prompt. So now I need to change the first thing. I need to change the root user password. So I will put a password hello for Joomla. Then, alors, just for information, so the password need to be need to have strong requirements, like it has to have letter, digit, uppercase, etc. So now I create the MySQL database. I create a database inside MySQL. I create a new user. So I will call it new user 1. Here we go. So this new user, we need to alter this new user in order, because with MySQL 8, version 8, there is a new authentication method. And this new authentication method is not supported by Joomla. So we need to make a command in order for this authentication method to be accepted by Joomla. So this is the method this is the command I'm going to do now. And by the way, I changed as well the password of the user. But in fact, this new this command have this string which allows Joomla to accept the MySQL version 8 authentication method. Here we go. We need to grant privileges to the user, to the database we just created. Here we go. So now I come back to my prompt and we will restart the service. MySQL. So next step now, so I will clear. Next step now is to install Joomla. So first we will make a directory in var/www/html, and we create the directory Joomla for Joomla, where we will install all the files. We change the permission on recursively on the directories in order to install what we need. As well, we change the permission for the file. We cd to the to the directory we just created. We get the archive of the last version of Joomla. We download it. We unzip it. So we tar it. We connect as root. Alors, one turnaround that we need to do for Joomla, it is to change some the PHP file, php.ini file. We need to change some parameter for Joomla to function to work correctly. So we will vi this file and we will look for upload max file size. So here we go. So it's this one. So we need to change to 32. Here we go. And one more thing to change. It is post max size. So we need to change from 8 to 32 again. Perfect. So I save and close. As we just discussed as well, we need, there is with MySQL version 8, there is an authentication method that is not compatible with Joomla. So we already make a command to solve this issue, but better to change one configuration file. So, and here it's better to add on this configuration file the following string. And save and close. So now we need to restart MySQL. And restart Apache. And now, if I go to my instance and I add Joomla, I go to the Joomla directory, the installer should appear. So now let's fill up the Joomla installer. So my new Joomla site. So the email, I will put email. So here we will put very simple thing. So I put username Alex and password. I will put test just to showcase the installation, and after we can change in any case, at least the password. So for the database, we use MySQL. We keep localhost. I will put the user that I created with the password that I set up when I created this password on MySQL, and the database name. There we go, we leave it like that. And here it has accepted the authentication of MySQL version 8. So the FTP, this page, I leave it like that, I leave the default. And here we arrive to the overview. So there is everything is okay, except the configuration file that is configuration.php file that is not writable. So we will have to install it manually. So we will change the permission on the Joomla directory just to make a workaround for the configuration file. So here I will use Filezilla to upload a configuration.php file in the Joomla folder. It is an empty file, and we will, here we go. So it should be here just to double check. Here we go. So we are going to finish the installation process of Joomla. So just for the time being, to modify the configuration.php file, we will provide full privilege on this file. All right, now we will vi this file, which is at the current time, which is empty. Now first, I will go to the last step. So I'm in the last step. I need to copy all this on the configuration.php file. So I will vi the file, and I will put all that. Control A, Control C. And I paste all that. I save. Here we go. So now we need to delete the installation folder in Joomla. So to do so, go back to my FTP. In the Joomla folder, I will not delete for the moment, I will just rename it. Here we go. Now that we delete the installation folder, so the installation should be completed. So let's try it out. I put my username, the password I put during the installation, and I have access. So this is good. Now if I log out, perfect, and I go to my website. Here we go, my website is here. So, and I can access the administration page from here. One thing very important that we need just to complete the process, to finish, it's to put back the privilege for the folder and file. So we put back the privilege for the directories here, as well as for the file. And then we are ready. Our website is functioning, the administrative part, and the home page. So now our site is our site, our Joomla website is correctly functioning. So I will show the custom image functionality in OCI, which is a paid feature. So in this case, this feature, the free tier account has to be upgraded to a paid account in order to use this feature. So here I am in the paid account. I have an instance. This instance is another Joomla website, exactly the same process that we did earlier. We have this IP. So if I connect to this IP, we see we have exactly the same website that just been created. So what I'm going to do, I am going to create a custom image from this website. So Joomla site custom image. Create custom image. Here we go. So the instance is getting offline for a moment, for a short moment during the time when it creates the image. Here we go. So now the custom image have been created and the website is back online. So if I go to compute, so custom image, so I have the custom image I just created. So now I can use this custom image to create new Joomla instance on demand. So if I go to instance, create a new instance, so we will create a new Joomla website, but without going through the whole configuration we just did. So I change the image and I select custom image and the custom image we just created. I will change the shape. Or you can choose whatever shape, but I will choose for this demo this shape, which is one of CPU. I keep everything by default. I paste the key, the public key, and it will import so all the configuration, all the installations that we did, Apache, PHP, MySQL, etc. So it will create a new website with everything that we did during this video. So now it is provisioning and it will provide us with a public IP where, as we will see, we can connect to a new Joomla website. Here we go, so it is up and running. So I will take this IP, this public IP. I will go to a new browser. And here I have a new Joomla website where I can as well access the administrator page. Oops, make a mistake. Typo. Here we go, and here this is the username and password we set up during the process. So as we see, we don't have to go back through the whole configuration. Now I can create on demand new Joomla website with all the configurations that were done. And this is, so it takes now literally 2-3 minutes to create a new website, brand new website, ready to be used. So here we access to our administrative page. So from all the features, from everything that we saw during this video, everything is available on the free tier, on the free account from Oracle. except the custom image feature, which need a paid account. For our next videos, we are going to see how to integrate OCI web application firewall in front of our Joomla website in order to protect it against external threats. It's a very efficient tool, very efficient product to protect applications that are open to public to the internet, and as you will see, it's very easy to integrate. It's as well a product that is very affordable, and we will discuss briefly the pricing during our next video. Basically, it is priced per incoming request and per volume of data, but as you will see, it's very affordable product to protect any application open to the internet, and we will showcase with our Joomla website during the next video. I hope that was interesting, and I hope to see you during the next video. Bye bye.